Overcoming fear. All of us have to deal with it. And especially if we're going to be in business. Because I would say even some of you right now who are watching this, maybe you haven't even started your business. You have an idea and a passion. You know you're going to do it, but you haven't started because you have fear in front of you. Look, that fear might be fear of rejection or fear of failure or fear of losing all your money or other people seeing you fail. Whatever it is, you got to overcome fear. In this podcast episode, my good friend Scott Leroy, who was in the Special Forces in the Air Force, and he helped us grow Fieldstone, our landscape company, from a $2 million to a $12 million company. He shares some of his tips and how he has learned to overcome fear.
The first one, the nerves, you just can't really describe them.
The first one.
But eventually you become numb to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll never become actually fully numb to it because every second your state awareness is just locked in, right? But once you get to a comfort level, you're not shaking, your knees aren't knocking, right? The expression your knees are knocking, felt it once there and felt it on my first jump at Airborne. So those weren't the hardest physical things, but the hardest mental things to overcome.
Yeah, man.
Those were pretty tough.
Like, how did you overcome or just manage that amount of fear?
Well, I think one of the things with just overcoming fear is repetition, right? So, I mean, you could prep at something, we'd prep for 3 weeks before we jumped out of an airplane, but fear was still there once the plane got up in the air. I thought I prepped enough in my head mentally, right? I did all the, exercises, went there, everything in my head, multiple nights every night. And once the real thing came, fear was still there, but I think it helps eliminate some fear with the training of your mind, the training of whatever it is that you're doing in work. When it comes to sales, you're nervous in the beginning because you don't have, or you're fearful because you either don't have the knowledge or you don't have the confidence, basically. And I think that's something that fear will start getting, dwindled down once you have the repetition.
Well, and you've also worked in different industries, right?
Lots of different ones,
right. So you've worked in different industries, and you just said repetition, but also the knowledge base. So you worked in a lot of new industries. Like you came onto Fieldstone, you didn't know, you sold spider grass and we didn't even know. You came back and said, what's spider grass?
Great plant, by the way.
I have no idea. When you sold something, you didn't even know what it was. Yeah. You could point to it in Home Depot, but you didn't know. There's a lot of people that try to start a business, but they don't know what business to start. So, how did you overcome that first jump, that first leap of going into a new industry, and being successful? Because you have been very successful in each one.
And part of that is the reason, I'd say, putting yourself with people that you're comfortable with too. So I've had jobs that, whether it was in a call center, whether it was doing marketing, whether it was doing sales, but the people I surrounded myself with, the people I worked for, I was comfortable with.
Interesting.
And I think that, for me, is a key indicator to look for.